You have $2.3 million and you live in a single wide on a gravel lot outside Ocala, Florida. Lot rent, $410 a month. Not because you're hiding, because you never left. The neighbors think you're retired from the Postal Service. You let them think that. The truth arrives slower than that. One storage unit auction at a time. 14 years ago, you were making $34,000 a year driving a forklift at a distribution center. On Saturdays, you started going to storage unit auctions outside town. Not for treasure, for the math. A $75 unit sometimes held nothing. Sometimes it held a dead man's tool collection worth $4,000. You didn't need the big ones. You needed enough small wins to keep showing up. Year one, you cleared $6,200 above what you spent. You didn't quit your job. You didn't tell anyone at work. You just kept driving to auctions on Saturdays in the same truck you'd had since 2009. By year four, you'd learned something nobody at the auctions wanted to say out loud. The real money wasn't in the units. It was in the land underneath the storage facilities themselves. Small operators, mom and pop lots with 40 units and an owner ready to retire sold for almost nothing if you knew how to find them. You bought your first lot, 19 units, a rusted chain link fence, a facility outside Bellevue for $61,000. Owner financed. No bank ever saw it. That lot cleared $14,000 net the first year. You didn't move. You didn't buy a truck. You kept living in the same trailer you'd been renting since your divorce, the one with the loose port step you still haven't fixed. By year 9, you owned 6 storage facilities across 3 counties, 211 units. Combined, they threw off just over $180,000 a year, whether you show it up or not. Your name is Daryl Whitcomb. Your accountant, a woman named Pam who's done taxes out of a strip mall office for 26 years, is the only person outside a bank who has ever seen the whole number. She asked you once, gently, if you thought about buying a house. You told her you had thought about it, you just hadn't done it. Here's what Pam doesn't fully understand, and what took you years to understand yourself. The trailer isn't poverty, it's armor. $410 a month means you never had to structure your life around a mortgage, a property tax bill, an HOA, a lifestyle that needed defending. Every dollar that didn't go into a bigger house went into a 19-unit lot in Bellevue instead. That's the whole secret. It was never about deprivation. It was about where the money was allowed to go. Your ex-wife remarried 4 years ago. She has no idea. Your brother asked you for $3,000 last spring to fix his truck. You gave it to him in cash and told him it was from overtime. It was 11 hours of passive income. You didn't correct a number he had in his head, because the number in his head was the whole point. The email arrives on a Tuesday, Pam's quarterly summary. You read it standing in your kitchen, the same kitchen with the water stain on the ceiling you've been meaning to deal with since 2019. Total verified net worth across 6 facilities, cash reserves, and a small vending route you picked up almost by accident 3 years ago. $2.31 million. You set the phone down. You look at the water stain. It's still there. Nothing about the trailer has changed. Nothing about tomorrow has either. The lot rent is still due on the 1st. The port step is still loose. But somewhere in that number is 14 years of Saturdays nobody watched, storage units nobody envied, and a decision made quietly and repeated ordinarily to let the money build something instead of prove something. You'll fix the port step eventually. You're just not sure it matters enough yet to bump it up the list.